Hi and welcome to episode 6 of the Tuesday Tip podcast. So this week we're going to be taking last week's tip to the next level so that you can increase your good feelings and move closer to a mentally happy life. And don't forget to join me in the free 21-day happiness challenge where you receive daily mini tasks to rapidly transform how you're feeling, and you can sign up for this using the link in the show notes below. You're listening to How to Change Your Life One Step at a Time with me, Katie Woodland. Tune in every week so that you can use tried and tested tips, tricks and hacks to start living the life you want right now. Last week we started talking about all the things that we want in life as a way to drown out those negative thoughts. But some of you probably noticed this sometimes set off those very thoughts that we were trying to get rid of. Now, I want you to know that this is 100% normal. And I also want you to know that last week was only part 1. And now we're going to discuss part 2. It's time to show ourselves that the things that we want really are possible. Now, the way that we do this is to just sandwich what we want in between things that we've wanted in the past but now have achieved, or that we wanted in the past and we now physically have. So last week I mentioned one of my little wants was a dressmaker's mannequin. And well, I have this. And I also have a newly refurbished sewing table. So what's next on my sewing list is an overlocker to help me neaten up all of the edges. So what do I do now? Well, rather than just talk about all the things I would do or could do once I have my overlocker, first I write at the top of my journal page, I have a dressmaker's mannequin. Then on the next line, I write, I want an overlocker. And then underneath, I would write, I have a newly refurbished sewing table. You see, I literally sandwich what I want in between the two things I have. And that means my brain starts going, oh yeah, that's kind of cool. I can get this. And then what you do, then you go into the 3 to 5 snippets of things that I will do or can do once I have the thing that I want. So that's what we discussed last week. Now, every time I think about wanting an overlocker, what I will do when I have it, I can also think about actually physically having those two other things. And when you do this sandwich, try to keep the themes together so that your brain can kind of cope with where you're going. And I know that this was a quite easy little sewing example, and you may not want to sew at all whatsoever. You may be thinking about, wanting a loving relationship. Now, you could write things about relationships that you have, and it might not be about a love relationship. You could say something like, I have great friends around me, okay? But it's talking about a relationship, and a good relationship, and a positive relationship. So while it's not strictly love, and obviously my sewing example was really, really obvious, if you're talking about a relationship, think about all the relationships that you have already. And use that as your basis of the things that you have to sandwich outside the thing that you want. Or you might want a new car, and you could say to yourself, well, I have a car that's reliable, or I have a car which helps me get to where I'm going. And then you say, I want a new car, and just really try to remember to keep things truthful and factual with the things that you have, and you will do absolutely great. So that's it for this week. Really, really simple, but we are taking it to that next level. Obviously, remember, we do it one step at a time so that we don't overwhelm ourselves and so that we can succeed. So don't forget to sign up to the Tuesday Tip podcast so that you can access all the accompanying worksheets for every single week. And this is designed to make life even easier for you. Have a great week, and be back here next week where we start delving into why what you say can be one of the biggest reasons you struggle to overcome your stress, depression, anxiety. See you then.